Hello creators and my crafty friends from around the globe. It's DJ here with Hither and Yon Studio, and today we're gonna make these fun shabby little paper flowers from book pages and other scraps. So we'll get to use up a lot of our scraps and we'll have a finished product that we can use in our journals. We can use them on our journal covers. We can put them on tags and in cards that we make or any paper craft that we like. Heck, I think you could even put these on the wall and decorate your craft room. So let's get started. Okay, so let's get started. We are going to make these out of a variety of scraps. You can use book pages, which you see I have used here in many of these. So we have them in a variety of sizes. Or you could make them out of regular copy paper. We could make them out of cardstock and leftover scraps from our 12x12s or 6x6. We can even make them out of things like parchment. This is a piece of parchment that I have used to do some tea staining and coffee staining on in the oven, and it's super crinkly, so it has that yummy sound. So I think it would be fun to make some out of this. And we can also, like I said, use some leftover scraps. Now it's not Christmas, but if you just cut this in a certain place, nobody's gonna know. This is a piece of a 12x12 sheet that's left over from a journal I did, and you can see it's got some holly and berries, but if you just strategically cut out a piece of this, nobody's gonna know that this was from your Christmas paper. I have some leftover chopped up this was tea stained and then I was inking on it, so I have that. Some pieces that I did some die cuts out of. This is actually a piece of copy paper that I printed out a page from. This is on my porch prints piece, and I ripped out this little flower at the bottom here, and then I had this leftover piece, so I might pull out that bunny rabbit, but I could also pull out a piece from whatever's left over there. And what else we got? I have some, this is those papers that you get in your Amazon packages. It's like a newsprint. I iron this out and cut it and print on it, and then I have pieces that are left over, so there's that. This is a piece that I stitched on and used in a journal page, and then these scraps were left over. So you can use up a lot of scraps, and even these teeny tiny pieces like this, you can use in these, because if you look, you can see just how tiny that top piece is. So we can really make use of a lot of little scraps. So if you are guilty, like I am, of saving every little piece like this, then this will be a great project for you. All right, so I just want to show you some of the supplies that I have. Obviously the paper. I do have this little tiny punch. I don't know if you could see the hole there, but it just makes a little tiny hole here for the paper. I think these are called paper fasteners to go through. And these paper fasteners, speaking of them, come in a variety of types and colors. These are the ones that I was using that have kind of like that bronzy look to them, but there are also some with designs on top, like this pretty flower. And then these, which have teeny tiny little flowers on the tip of them. And the way they work, I'm sure most of you have seen these, but in case you haven't, there's a little piece here on the end that you stick through, and then so you put it through, and then it opens on the other side to kind of hold your paper together. And so these would have been used, say, maybe in place of staples or in a specific maybe you're putting a report together or something like that, and you didn't bind it professionally. So there may have been other uses for these. I have no idea. I usually know how things are used when you make them into craft supplies. So that is what I'm using them for. I got most of mine either at Michael's or AC Moore. We don't have AC Moore around here anymore, but now we have Hobby Lobby. You can get them on Amazon. I used to get them through AliExpress. I don't shop there anymore, but you used to be able to do that. So yeah, these are pretty much everywhere. And then if you don't have them, you don't need them, it's okay. You can sew these. So this one, I just did a little sewing on. I don't know, there you go. And I just used a needle and thread, that's it. And I even was able to put a button on one like that. You know, I just sewed that button on. And you could do that, yeah. And then you could also just glue them, right? So I have a couple of pieces here. Not that I have to demonstrate this, but you could just really pile on a couple of pieces and then glue them like that. And then that's fine, why not? You could even embellish the top of this. If you have a crocodile, you could put a little piece through there, a little ribbit. I can't think of the name of it right now, but you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, there's a lot of different ways to do these. And these, you'll see I have torn some of them. Others I have cut out. This one is more cut out with a kind of wonky cut with my scissor. And then these here, I just used my different size hole punches and I was able to punch that out, and then I inked it up with Distress Oxide, sprayed it with a little water and scrunched it up and made it nice and grungy like this because I really like nice and grungy stuff. All right, so let's get to making. Like I said, these are great for a mass make because you can do all the components, ink them up, and then while you're watching Netflix or your favorite show, you can just put them together and you'll have a bunch of them in no time, and they'll all be ready to go for whatever project you want to put them in. So let's go through this. I have some old book pages, and what I like to do is just kind of get them down to a size that I like. So let's say this size for some smaller ones, and then you can just simply tear in a circle a bunch of these out at once. There you go. Have a bunch of those. So we'll put them there. And we'll put this in the scrap pile for paper making. And then let's do some bigger ones. I'll take these and same thing. And you can pile up as much as you can tear through at once if you're going to be tearing them. This is older paper from some old paperbacks that I had up in the attic forever, and so this is really brittle, easy to tear. So we have some of those, and then I can come in here with my scissor, and this is fun because you can just kind of take your scissor and take your paper and twist your paper and just kind of make a wonky design out of that bit of paper. And it gives you a little more control. And even when you get down to these really tiny pieces, you get to use them up because you are cutting them for those center pieces. And yeah, and then you can take your little hole punch here and punch out the rest of it and make use of almost all of that little scrap of paper. Right? All right, so we have that. Let's do a couple more of these really big ones, and then I have some over here that I have already ripped apart. And I'm going to put this to the side now. Actually, these I'll leave here because I'm going to punch some out as well. We'll put this to the side. We'll take this here. I'm just going to pull this off, and like I said, we're going to strategically pick a part that doesn't look too Christmassy, and then that will be our bigger outer piece. All right, I'm getting a little squirrely here. All right, there we go. And then these pieces, I can cut a little smaller or tear a little smaller. And remember, if you pull up on the part that you want to keep, the tear goes behind it. So that will make sure that your top piece doesn't have all those tear marks. But if you like those tear marks, then you just want to flip your paper over and tear it the other way. And then you'll have all those yummy tear marks on the other side here, and that will absorb a lot more ink. So if that's something you want to do, you can go ahead and do that. I have a couple of those, and then I definitely want to use this. This one I'm going to cut. And I would like to make one completely out of this because that would be a very crispy, crunchy, yummy texture piece for my journal. So I'll get down to my little scissors here. Let's see. Let me do this. Make it easier to hold. Come in here and do a little piece. And I hope everybody is doing good. I am recording this. It is 2021 on my brand new channel. Oh, most everybody here is new. And if you haven't subscribed and you'd like to, you can just hit that subscribe button. And if this video inspires you to do so, you can go ahead and like it as well. So let's do this one, a really big one. I'm just going to turn and make it really wonky. There we go. Let's see. Got that and that. I think I need, oh, that's good. I like that. All right, so that's the parchment or baking paper. I think in the UK, over the pond, you call it baking paper. Let's do a big one out of this one. And then I am also going to punch one out of this. And maybe a little one as well. Whoop, lost that one. We'll go for another one. There we go. Maybe a little more. And you can be very strategic. I am not being too strategic because I am recording, but this one is going to be tough. This is a very tough punch. All right, there we go. Yeah, but you see, you could use all of this, obviously, and make many, many of these. This is just something that got jammed in the printer or wrinkled up at some point. Mostly wouldn't be using it, but you know what? I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it right now. I'm going to use it in these flowers, and it's going to look amazing because nobody's going to know that it got jammed up in my printer. Right. There we go. Look at that. Okay. I think you get the point. We have a bunch of scraps we can use. And I actually decided I'm not going to use them. And I have some of these over here. Some of which I have inked up and some of which I have not. So you can see all the different types. And I have been using my distress ink. This is Vintage Photo. And I've also used the black soot, or yeah, I think it's called black soot here, which is, this is the oxide, this is an ink. But I've also made these with the colored oxides, right? So I have my spring journal here that I'm doing, which it's grungy. All my journals are going to be grungy. They're not going to be perfectly, it's never going to be clean. It's just not my style. But there are some pinks in here and some floral colors. So I might want to put, you know, one of these colored ones in here instead of the browns or the, you know, the antique photo ones, and use them instead if I want something a little brighter. So we don't necessarily have to just use the Vintage Photo, though that is my favorite. All right, so let me do a little inking, and you can let me know what you all are up to. Like I said, this is a brand new channel. I am brand new to YouTube, Instagram, Rumble. Not sure where you're going to be seeing this. I would appreciate any feedback. I'm trying to make these videos for you, obviously, so if there's something you'd like to see or not see, I know I watch enough of these videos to know some people like inking, some people don't like inking, some people don't like too much chit-chat, some people love the chit-chat, so yeah, let me know how you're feeling today and what you're up to and what you might want to see on the channel, because I have a lot of great ideas that I'm going to be rolling out. I don't do necessarily super long videos, but I do try to cover the entire technique in the video when I am doing them. So yeah, I just want to be thorough, but if there's something you want to see, let me know in the comments. And like I said, if you like the video, share it, give it a thumbs up. That would really help my new little channel. All right, this is really heavyweight cardstock, so usually if I'm just using the book pages, I can push this right through, but this cardstock is probably going to make this bend, so I'm just going to use my handy dandy little hole puncher here, and then I'm going to push this through and bend it over on the back like so, and there we go, one done. Now I can add more. I could stagger these so that maybe I get, say, 5 or so and put a bunch on there like that and get a really staggered look. You can mix the shades. This is a different color book page, so yeah. And then like I said, these have different little doodads in the middle, so you are not limited to just the metal ones. Oh, and the other thing that you can do is, if you can only find, like, let's say these gold ones or silver, and you want to make them a different color, and you have some of the Tim Holtz, I think it's the Ranger embossing powder, you can emboss these with the, I think it's the embossing powder I've seen Tim Holtz do in some of his videos. You can look that up, and if I can find the link to one, I'll put it in the description box. But if you just search for it, he actually takes these metal elements and he puts embossing powder on them and heats it up and changes the color. So you don't necessarily have to find the color that you want. You can change them to whatever it is that you want, right? Right. All right. So let's make a couple more. And I don't know, maybe you can grab the scraps around you if you are so inclined and, you know, make with me here. These are great to do while, like I said, you're watching your favorite show or YouTube, your favorite YouTubers. You can just grab a pile of your scraps and mass make a ton of these super quick. Let's take one of these. Oop. Take one of these little tiny ones that is not so irregular. We'll put that on top. And the other thing, when you're inking, if you use like one of your oxides, let's go here, I'm all over the place, squirrel. You can ink this and then scrunch it up, put some water on it, scrunch it up. The oxide will spread and change color and get that leathery kind of feel that we like the oxides for. And then it's all wrinkly and grungy. Here, this one here, I kind of did that too. I sprayed it on and then I crumbled it up. You can't really tell right now. It actually flattened out a lot. It was kind of crumbled up. But then you get the color all over the page instead of just on the edges, and then you can come back in if you want and, you know, just kind of redo the edges to make them pop. Yeah, so you could do that. Okay, so back to this one. Now, this is a lighter weight paper, but I have a lot of them here, and I'm actually going to scrunch this middle one up because it's just a little too pristine for me. We're going to put that there. And then I'm going to get my hole punch. See where I am here. All right, there we go. And what do I want to put on this one? How about a square one? Sure. Bend that like so. Hope you can see what I'm doing. There. Okay, so as you can see, we can make a lot of these, and I didn't finish this one, so let me finish this one. This one needs a little ink. These go together super quick, and I think what we'll do is, I have a couple of minutes, so I'm going to make a little tag and put these on it. Raise your hand if you want to see that. Show of hands. All right, I think that's a unanimous yes. At least that's what my ego is telling me. So let's do this one. Put this in here. Ah, right through, see? When it's very thin paper, that's way easier to do. Okay, there. Now, move all this other stuff. Oh, I want to make this one. Hold on. As you can tell, I've not been a creator for long at all. All right. I used to do marketing videos. Not many. Very shy on camera, but you know, I do a lot of like screen share type videos when I'm a marketer, so I do some marketing for my clients as well, and I do a lot of screen share, so I'm okay speaking, but crafting is a whole nother level. While you're trying to craft and talk and not lose your train of thought. Oh, I love this one because it's so textured and crinkly. I love that sound. I don't know. There's something about it. It reminds me of those baby toys. I think we're all like, maybe it's from our infancy, the baby books, and it would be like this inside. And you could scrunch it and the babies love it. Well, I think as adults, we also love it. There's just something about the sound and the texture of it that, I don't know, just attracts me. It's the same thing with like tea dyed paper and coffee dyed paper that I bake in the oven, that crispiness. Ugh, I love it. All right, let's put this there, put that there. And this is kind of big, so maybe. I don't like that. I like this one. Like that. Oh, that's cute. I like that. All right, so let's, maybe. Oh, maybe this only has one on it. Is this broken? Hold on. Of course I'd pick the broken one. I have two. No, it's there. Let's try it again. There we go. All right. Yeah, I do like it. I might make that a lot darker, but not now, off camera. Okay, so we have a couple of minutes. Let me take you down just a tiny bit. Sorry for the ride. I don't know that got you much closer, but anyway. Okay, so I have a tag. I've inked it up a little. I have another piece of book page, which I thought would go nice because we're working with book page pieces. And I'm just going to glue this on. Now nope, that's my PVA. Here we go. I have a lot of glues. This is Recollections. I think it's a Michaels brand. I think it's their brand. They have a bunch of different items under this because I've tried to get it elsewhere and I think they're the only ones that carry it. But you could also use your art glitter glue or whatever glue that you have. I'm going to use this because, let's see, we're going to line it up. Let's see what we got. Yeah, so let me just use whatever glue you have that works for you. Let's see what we get. I love book pages on tags like this. I just think it makes them have a little level of interest there. Oh, my ink is smearing. All right, so That is drying. Let's use these. Let me cut this around. I have to glue that end down, but in the interest of the video and how that rolls, we'll just look at that. I love that. Love that. All right, let's ink that side. Put a cap on my glue. Come on. And I'll ink this up over here. Like so. There you go. One more grunge in here. Perfect. Now, you know, obviously you do this however you like to do this. And this is really fast. I would probably spend more time making this look more authentic, but we're gonna roll with it. All right, now we can take, let's see, what do I got? What do I got? Oh, this one's nice. Yeah, we can do that one, and then I got a little one here. No, we could do something like that, right? Yeah, I like that. Let's do that. And you're gonna put a little more glue in the center here where that doohickey is. Doohickey thingamajig. There we go. We'll put that one there. Alrighty, on to the next one. And I've seen these flowers made a couple of different ways. People actually cut out a flower. I think actually Shabby Dabby Doodah has one where she cuts them out. It's a recent one. And she uses a device with a little, like at the end it has a ball, and she pushes them down into, let me stick this on before the glue dries, and she sticks them through like a sponge or some kind of surface, and it makes them roll up, and they're really, really pretty. So if I can, I'll find that video and link it below. So we got Tim Holtz, and we've got Shabby Dabby Doodah. All right, so that's cute. I like that. And then I have some of these bits. Now I think the butterfly will be too big. No, we already did flowers. Here, I got creativity. Let's grunge up creativity. Let's grunge it up. That sounds like my life. I grunge up my creativity. And we'll put it on here. Now again, like I said, I'm doing this quick, so take your time with whatever you're doing. And I think I'll take a piece of this, which is just an old sheet, and I ripped it up and I washed it in the washing machine, and it's actually a really cool little double duty trick. Let me make this long enough for what I'm trying to do. And so you shred them, like you take your scissor and you cut the ends a tiny bit, and then you shred them. And you can do any size. These are really teeny tiny. I also do, you know, 1 inch, 2 inch, and so on. And then you put them in the washer and they wash up, and then you put them in the dryer. And what happens is, you know, they get all like this grunginess, and then these little threads fall off and they bundle up together, and you get these nests of these threads that you can use in your projects. So you've seen them, like these nests, and then they put little pretty things over them. And yeah, so it's actually a bonus. You get to do both. So as this is a little too white for me, I'm just gonna add a little ink. And then I'm going to kind of fold this on itself, all wonky. I don't know if you could see that, like kind of like that. And then I'm gonna put the word over it. So maybe I will use this. Let's see if this will go quicker. I'm gonna put a bunch of this. This probably isn't gonna dry quickly, but let's kind of make it messy. fold it over itself, like so. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And then we'll put some of this on top for our word. All right, that's enough glue, DJ. Put the glue down. And we'll take our word and we'll put it kind of, I like it like that. Yeah, I do. I like it like that. That's the way it's staying. And since I have this extra piece, just so happens to be here, I will put this through here like this. Look at that. And there we go. I mean, there's a lot of book page and text in there, so if that's not your thing, then, you know, a little birdie would be cute there, or a butterfly would be cute. This one would have been way too big, I think. And that, well, that's just my opinion. Yeah, so we could even have turned that a little, but I like it. And so there are quite a few uses. Like I said, you can put them in your journals. They look really cute when you kind of stack them together in a bundle like that. And, you know, put some words around them or some other elements to enhance the page that you're working on. So those are our craft for today. Let me know what you think below. Please show off your flowers if you make them. I'm on Instagram at Hither and Yon Studio. Just tag me. I would love to see your work. And again, if you like the video, please like and share and subscribe to my channel to support my new channel. I would truly appreciate that. And I hope I will see you all back here in the next video. For now, have a great night or day, wherever you are. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!